Carole.
Darshan from India. Off you go.
Hi, I'm sorry it's not going to be a tweet because all of us have spoken about leadership and giving examples, and let me just clarify, I'm not showing disrespect towards anyone. I just want to give an example that, guys, here when we are discussing of following leaders and discussing big leaders, and I have personal admiration for the person whose example I'm giving, but there are projects which fail, and we need to understand before we copy. The social business model that we are discussing and the Danone yogurt in Bangladesh, I had an opportunity to work with them over this summer, and it's not a success. Anyone who's been to Bangladesh and is working with them, I'm just telling this because most of us are giving that example. It's right to know, it's good to see big leaders working, but guys, we are young leaders. We need to look and analyze every leader.
And I think that's a really good point, but the key thing is how do you take that idea and what can you personally do to help it succeed?
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying, and that's the reason I am currently involved with the same Institute of Sustainable Development which helped bird bees to become sustainable, that is Chapel Hill Scarborough Chamber of Commerce, to develop a sustainable social business on triple bottom line approach to reintegrate and rehabilitate commercial sex workers in mainstream society. We did the mistake of copying the whole model as it is. The only reason I say this here is, if you decide to copy any leader's model, please, please, please check it to the root before we go ahead.
I would like to propose the amendment of the resolution to include the words, and the commitment to human rights and the rule of law, so that we can be much more forceful in getting recognition of the importance of human rights and of access to justice to enforce those rights.
Rachel, who have you got there?
Got Andreas here from Venezuela.
Dear co-delegates, I think we can all agree that the leaders of the past failed us because of their greed, brought by a lack of meritocracy, which in the end led them to believe that with unbounded arrogance, they were above the rest of the world. Having said that, I believe it's time for us to stop that prepotent speech wherewith we say that we are the leaders of the world. We are not the leaders of the world yet. Being a leader is not about helping one's community. It's about changing the world. And if someone believes that he has changed the world, please grasp your seat beneath you and stand up with infinite arrogance. But if you haven't, please stop bragging about your goodwill, because that might lead you to corruption if you indeed become a leader.
Thank you. Oscar.
Well, we decided to work as a team, so I put them all together to address the same similar subjects. So they are working together as groups. So hopefully, David, please allow the whole group to be. We have only 3 turns. So the first one is Felipe from Uruguay, and then Richard from Dominican Republic. They together are going to address.
1 minute and a half. Quickly.
Thank you very much. I have many things to say, but we need 3 more days for this Congress. Can we stay 3 more days?
I'll go and give my credit card to the hotel.
Oh, perfect. I want to read an anecdote that I think is very important. So please, 5 monkeys is about the title. There was an interesting experiment that started with 5 monkeys in a cage. A banana hung inside the cage with a set of steps placed underneath it. After a while, a monkey went to the steps and started to climb towards the banana. But when he touched the steps, he set off a spray that soaked all other monkeys with a cold water. Another monkey tried to reach the banana with the same result. It didn't take long for the monkeys to learn that the best way to stay dry was to prevent any monkey from attempting to reach the banana. The next stage of the experiment was to remove the spray from the cage and to replace one of the monkeys with a new one. Of course, the new monkey saw the banana and went over to climb the steps. To his horror, the other monkeys attacked him. After another attempt, he learned that if he touched the steps, he would be assaulted. Next, another of the original 5 was replaced with a new monkey. The newcomer went to a step and was attacked. the previous newcomer joined in the attack with enthusiasm. Then a third monkey was replaced with a new one, and then a fourth. Every time a newcomer approached the steps, he was attacked. Most of the monkeys beating him had no idea why they were not allowed to climb the steps or why they were joining in the beating of the newest monkey. After replacing the fifth monkey, none of the monkeys have ever been sprayed with water. Still, no monkey ever approached the steps. Why not? Because as far as they knew, it was the way it had always been around there. And do you think that so to stop doing more of the same? Remember, Professor Janus. And the last thing, that is what's happening when we get inside the adult world, where the decisions are taken. Let's break that logic. Let's change the history. The future is waiting of those who want to think in it.
And I consider that's really important that we don't only talk, because in that resolution, it says that we should make sure that they state their positions. But it's not only about stating it, it's about keeping it. Because aren't we tired of lies? Aren't we tired of leaders saying they're going to do something and not doing it? Because if they actually did it, why would we be here? Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
We can do 2 more, and that's it, and they've got to be really short.
Okay, no monkeys here. Here's Markéta from the Czech Republic.
Sorry, everyone else, if you can sit down, I'm afraid we're out of time. So, Markéta.
Thank you. I would like to say that I'm more than impressed by many ideas that have been raised during this afternoon, and I really hope they're going to come true. But I have to disagree with one thing, which is the idea of the spinach of young people who don't really well to get engaged in conferences and politics like that, because I'm from the Czech Republic. I've lived in the UK now. I visited 12 countries last year, and if there's one thing that I can say that is common in all of them, is that I've seen young people like us who are eager to get involved in conferences and youth politics like that, but they just don't know how to do this. So what I would like to see, what I think that should be a next step after this conference, is that use this revolutionary marketing and knowledge about this conference and push it forward, which means that it could be done in 2 steps. The first one, make this a platform that could be linked to other conferences, NGOs and projects, like it was raised before. And at the same time, I think it should be up to every single one of us to try and spread the information about activities like this, so that it's not just the privilege of us who can be here because we got to know somehow, but it's our friends as well. Thank you.
And then one final one, and then if the...
Okay, thanks. We're running out of time.
BBC is 5:15, we can't move it. So if we want to go live on the BBC, it's 5:15, we can have one comment.
This is the deal. We talked a lot about solutions which are possible. Here is one solution. Here is one idea which is supported from the very left wing, the attack to people like Warren Buffett. Now she's going to present, and we want to vote about this.
Okay, so
you have 30 seconds.
I want to make it really clear that this is not our idea. This has been supported by 50 charities, including Oxfam, UNICEF, and it's a campaign to introduce a small tax on financial transactions within the banking industry. And it's already supported by the 3 biggest European economies. Gordon Brown, Angela Merkel, and Nicolas Sarkozy have petitioned their support for this, as well as big economists like Jeffrey Sachs and Joseph Stiglitz. And I think this has been proven by research that this is going to raise between 200 billion and 400 billion pounds targeted for international development. So just based on that, can I get a show of hands if you think this is a good idea? Because this is, I think, a really positive way we can lobby our governments for positive change. Raise your hands if you think this is right.